we made a joke earlier, like, it's the worst when you know before the other person knows. Then you're like, is this person ever going to know I'm the one?
No, it's the worst if you know it and then they don't know it for 4 years or something.
They're like, you're just not synced up on timeline.
Is it ever like a situation where it's like you don't really have that one moment? You just, you just kind of slide into it, and then all of a sudden one day you realize, oh my God,
But I always feel like there is something,
That's
though.
me.
But come on, Sam, if you really thought about it, there's going to be something that he did.
Was there a trigger moment, or
No.
did it just gradually happen and you realized?
Like, my wife just took me to my colonoscopy. We were
And
just
that's
dating.
when you realized you loved her.
And when I got my mole taken out, she was in that room. She helped me book the guy to take the mole.
Did they put you under for that?
For the mole, no, but for colonoscopy they did. But she drove me, and that's a lot of work to do that.
How many months were y'all dating when that happened?
Like not even a year, but we were on and off.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a trigger moment where you're like,
but that's what I do. I
this
realize
is a loving person. This is the one.
Because especially as you get older, you want somebody that's going to help you, take care of you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about in sickness and in
She was
health.
doing that from day one.
All that stuff. So, everybody has like a different thing.
And when I saw her boobs, too.
Oh, stop. I knew that was coming. Britt, you're up. Hi, Britt. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So first give us your background. Are you married? How many years are you married with this person that you knew was the one?
So we're getting married in October.
Nice.
We're not married yet.
Okay. When did you know this person was the one?
So it was the first time he ever put fuzzy socks on my feet because I was cold. He just kind of slipped them on, and I just had that moment of, oh my gosh, this is the person I want to put fuzzy socks on my feet for the rest of my life. Like, I love
The
it.
fuzzy socks?
Where's your drop, Ryan?
It was the fuzzy socks?
Oh, that?
You weren't even sick and he took it upon himself. It was just you were cold and he went and got the socks and put them on you.
He just went off and got some fuzzy socks and then just put them on me, and it was just immediate from there. I mean, he said I love you after the first day of dating, and I was like, whoa, hold on, bud. So 3 weeks later, he got the socks, and I'm like, yep, I'm done. Let's go.
Well, how long ago was that? How long ago was that, Britt?
That was about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
you guys.
You knew that he just really cared about you.
Yeah.
The fuzzy socks.
Do you always have cold feet? In Houston, it's always hot here.
Yeah, but the inside's so cold.
Eric, I swear every woman has cold feet, and they all say, oh, warm me up, babe, and they put their freezing feet on you.
That's pretty nice because guys don't usually like feet. For him to actually put them on your feet. Is he a feet guy?
Well, we don't get into
I
that.
promise no.
Somebody listening is, and they're loving this conversation.
Yep.
Britt, thank you so much for calling the show. You have a great Thursday. Now we are going to Gabby next, asking, how did you know your person was the one? At 713-390-KRBE. Hi, Gabby.
Hi, how are y'all?
Great.
Awesome. Morning.
So the person you're about to tell us about, I'm assuming y'all are married, or y'all are about to get married, or just long time together. How long have y'all been together?
So we've been together, it'll be 10 years in April, and we got married 2 years ago.
Nice.
Okay, so that's a long time to be together before you got married. At what point did you think, oh my God, this is the guy I want to spend my life with?
So we started dating our senior year of high school, so that's why it was 10 years. But there was, in about 3 years into the relationship, it was during Mardi Gras in Louisiana, which if y'all have ever experienced it, you cannot get anywhere.
Right.
You're
roadblocks.
nowhere.
Everything's packed up crazy for crowds.
Elbow to elbow.
Exactly. So I was struggling babysitting these kids. They were an absolute nightmare. And I had mentioned that I was really, really craving fried chicken from this place in town. And it took him 3 hours to get there and bring it to us. But he surprised me by bringing me and the kids chicken for what was supposed to be lunch, but ended up being dinner at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Were they your kids, Gabby? Or
No,
you
she
were
said
just
you used babysitting.
No,
Some
it was
kids,
babysitting.
right. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
That's right. So you knew when he took 3 hours to get chicken, you were craving it. He's the one.
That's pretty nice.
Because he went into the storm, basically. You're driving into that huge crowd and trying to get something and bring it back 3 hours. That's
How good is it? What's the name of this chicken place? Must be some dang good chicken.
Honestly, I don't even remember the name of it.
Wow.
It closed down not long after that. I'm from a small town in Louisiana. It was crazy. And he hates Mardi Gras. So, just the fact that, he went out to do this, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to marry you. And then about 4 years later is when he actually proposed.
Oh, wow.
So wait, is that like one of those things where you knew, but he didn't know yet? Like you're like, come on, when are you going to do this? Like
100%.
Okay, so when did he tell you? Like when, from your opinion, did he know you were the one? How much longer after you figured it out? Long time?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Still waiting.
I'm like thinking about it. He put a lot of thought into the proposal, so I'm assuming probably around like year 6 or so is whenever he was like, "Yeah, okay, we can get married, we can do this."
Wait,
He always loved you, I'm
wait,
sure.
one more
obviously.
question, Gabby. Sam and I said this earlier in the week. A lot of girls who've been proposed to, like you remember the whole thing, but you don't remember the actual words the man is telling you because the white noise comes in and you're like, oh my God, it's happening.
Focused on the ring.
Do you remember, Gabby, what your husband said to you when he proposed?
I actually do because so the reason my husband and I got together is we started dating because he asked me to prom. And he did it with like this cute little so he did it with like this cute little whiteboard and
Like
so
a
whenever
real
he asked me to marry him, so for the real proposal, he did it the same way that he asked me to prom with like this little whiteboard.
Oh, that's cute.
That's
like
cute.
a promposal,
Yeah.
a proposal. That's cute.
Yeah, basically. So he like kind of turned it around, and so like after I like saw the whiteboard, I turned around and he was like on his knee, and he's like, "Will you marry me?" And that was basically it.
Oh, that's sweet.
The Roula and Ryan Show, hired or undesired?
Yeah.
That is where you tell us a story of an interview that wasn't so seamless.
That didn't go the way you thought.
It wasn't uneventful. Something happened. Based on what happened, we're going to guess, did you get that job or not?
And this is one game you can play while you're, at work or driving. You can play along and try and guess as well.
The last time we did this, there was one instance where the person, we thought there's no way you got that job. The person was offered the job, but was too ashamed to take it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about
Because she
that.
moved her pants.
Yeah.
Alexis is up first. 713-390-KRB. Hello, Alexis. Welcome to the show.
Good. I'm actually dropping off baby right now.
Do you want us to come back
Can
to
you
you?
come right back to you? I can come right back to you. Let you do that. Just
Okay.
stay on hold and like do your thing.
We'll take
I'm
a
put you on
couple-
hold. I'll go to Emily and then I'll come back to you. Hold on. I know how that is. The exchange. Like, of course, y'all got me on right
Kids
at the
come
exchange.
first. You got to prioritize.
All right, Emily. Hi. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Hired or Undesired. Tell us your odd interview story, but don't give enough details where it's obvious. Let us guess what the answer is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was 21 years old, living in New York City, and I really needed a job as a waitress, but I had no waitressing experience. So I lied on my resume that I had worked at a restaurant in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So I was at the interview, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I used to work at this restaurant too."
Oh,
It gets worse.
Oh,
It
no.
gets worse. And she's like, "What did you think about the fire?" I had no idea the restaurant had burned down. And she was like, "Wait, you worked here? I worked here at the same time based on the dates that you worked at this restaurant."
Oh, no.
She's like, "I never saw you. When did you work?" And I was like, "Oh, I was really part-time." Granted, y'all, this was like a super small local restaurant.
Oh, God.
You would know everybody.
You would know
everyone.
I was like breaking out in hives. It was so
God.
embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay.
let's see,
Okay.
guys.
Is that that's the end of the story? That's the end of the
That's probably
interview?
enough that we could.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna just put her down so she doesn't.
As a boss, I would
Okay.
know she's lying, and I wouldn't hire her.
Well, the lying part is what's going to get you not hired. Whether they want
Yeah.
to train you or not is a different story.
Or maybe
but-
she told her
but
sob
she
story.
lied.
Like, we're both from Texas. I'm just trying to make it in the big city.
Because she didn't
Well,
tell
they
us
know
that
she
she
lied.
cracked and said, I'm lying to you.
Yeah, but because you're so
Right.
desperate to have a job in the big city of New York.
And she's like, "Oh, you're from that.
You're
city,
from that same area?
or that town,
You have
and
a
now
bond."
you're here. Yeah, you have a bond." I'm saying she got hired.
Me too.
Yeah, got hired because she played it off. She's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh yeah, this is real part time, like once a month.
Roula, what do you think? Hired or not?
No, I want to say not hired, but
Yeah.
you always need servers. I don't know.
But you want a liar.
I'm going to
I'll
say
go
I'm saying
unhired just to go up. I'm going to go unhired.
I'm with you. So Roula and I say did not get the job.
Yeah,
here we go.
3 yeses, 2 no's. So, Emily, did you get the job or not?
I never heard from them again.
Yeah. She sniffed out your lies. It was like, there's no way you were
Did you ever call back?
part-time.
Like, did you call or just nothing?
I wish
I wish that I would have just like fessed up and been like, oh man, I really need the job. I'm sorry. But I went with the lie until the very end.
Oh, you stuck.
Yeah, and she saw through that. So she's like, nah,
and
this girl
I could
lies.
never go back and eat there again because I was afraid they would see my face.
Oh, God.
There's the liar.
I'd be nervous
And you
too.
did get a job, though, eventually?
Yes, as a waitress.
Nice.
Oh.
And were you any good at it?
Kind of. I was cute enough to where they kept me on staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're
Nice.
what?
She's cute enough.
Oh,
Kept her on staff.
never had that. I don't know what that would be like.
No.
It was that cigarette.
Nobody's ever said, you know, Eric, you're not the best in radio, but you're cute. So,
So come on in.
come on in.
Emily, thank you so much for sharing that story. And the lesson is do not lie. I mean, of course, but what are the odds? What are the odds the person in New York worked at
Maybe
that
she
same
did.
restaurant
Maybe
at the
she was
same
just
time?
saying
Like
that
1 in
because she
16
sniffed
million.
it.
No, I think that interviewer really did work at that restaurant because she knew about this fire that Emily didn't know about. I mean, when you meet somebody, when I lived in the East Coast and I met somebody from Texas in general, not even Houston, I'd be like, you automatically like, oh my God,
Yeah.
do you know so-and-so? Do you know this? Have you been to the Houston Rodeo? Tell them about the Houston Rodeo. It's crazy. And then they're like, I don't.
yeah.
It's horses are there.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
And you're
no.
It's really big.
You're like, that's not what that is. Anyway, okay, we're back to Alexis. Alexis, are you good right now? Did you do the drop off with the baby?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
good. It's Hired or Undesired here on the Roula and Ryan Show. You're telling us a story about your interview, and based on what happened in the interview, we're going to guess in the room, did you get hired for the job or not? Tell us your story,
Okay.
Alexis.
So I was applying in November 2021 as a fresh out of nursing school, registered nurse. And I had told my manager the entire COVID story of what happened from the first semester of COVID to like the very end. I told her all my patients were simulation patients, all online module patients. I was like, I have not seen an actual patient, a sick patient at that, because every family would reject us and not want us in the room as extra exposure. So I was like, I know nothing, and you are going to get me as I know nothing, just
Wow.
straight off the book.
You
So you came right
you're
out with it
honest.
in your interview saying, I have never
Okay.
actually treated a
Yeah.
real
Wrote
it
human
down.
before as a
Yeah.
nurse.
I would think
We needed
nobody
nurses.
would
we were,
Yeah.
we were so understaffed during the pandemic.
I'm going to say you got hired because they needed you, and you were just have to
I
just
agree
get
with
up
Roula.
in
Yes.
there.
I
Hired.
do too.
And you're
Hired.
being honest
Yeah.
about it. You're saying up front. Here's
Are
what
we
it is.
unanimous?
Yep.
It's hired?
Yeah, hired.
Okay,
Hired.
Alexis, we think you got hired. Did you get hired?
Yes.
Yeah.
She told me in the interview.
At least you said.
She told me in the interview, we'll teach you everything. You're going to come in knowing everything, and it's already been 2 years, and they have taught me the most.
You
More
learned
than
more
school.
there.
That's awesome. Yeah, hands on.
Hands-on.
I'd rather
That's
hire
good.
somebody like in this job that's willing to learn and has
Yes.
promise than somebody that's already set in their ways.
Eric wants to mold you.
Yes, it's
I want
true.
mold-
you also
mold
want
you
that-
to fit the show. And,
You want
and
that hunger also.
Yeah, you want somebody that already has their thing, and then they won't change.
Yeah.
Square
Alexis,
peg
I'm
and a
glad
round
that
hole
you're
type thing.
succeeding as a nurse. Thank you so much for listening to the Roula and Ryan Show. Sydney is up next. Hired or Undesired. Tell us about a job interview gone wrong. We'll guess if you got the job or not. Hi, Sydney.
Hi.
I'm very proud of
Hi.
myself for saying that easily.
Now you got to say it again.
That's the word that I have a problem with. Okay, so tell us what happened in your interview, but don't give us enough details that it makes it obvious that we can guess the answer.
Okay, so back in '99, car accident, I lost some teeth. I had to get fake teeth. The night before my interview in 2007, my son jumped on my head and broke one of the teeth out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I super glued it in my mouth. And because I did not want to go to an interview with a tooth missing.
I would not recommend that. Super glue in your mouth.
Well, I
Okay.
didn't need it. I just thought I'd try it.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
During the interview, she asked me some questions, and I was getting ready to start talking, and the tooth started moving.
Oh,
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Which tooth
I got
position is it?
scared.
Front tooth or like one of the front four?
It's one of the front four.
So it's visible. So
man.
You can see
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Okay, so it starts to move.
When it moved, I stopped talking. And with all of her questions, I just started nodding my head, either yes or no, because I was so afraid to talk.
Why am I also nodding my head?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you don't want your tooth to fall
I think
out.
you're going to stop there and let us guess, or do we need to know anything else?
Or did it fall out while did you talk?
I'm going to stop there and let you go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to say no, because body language and communication is everything in an interview. And if all of a sudden she shut down and just like was nodding, the interviewer later was like,
Man,
I don't know, I had this crazy lady in my office. She could not,
What
if
kind
she
of job
can't
was
answer me in the interview, how's she going to talk to our customers?
Yeah, what
the
kind of
job?
job
She
was
didn't say
it?
what kind it was.
What kind of job was it?
It was a customer service job with an airplane.
with an airplane.
Okay, I'm going not hired. What do y'all think?
I'm going to say hired.
All right. I say not.
Oh, man, this is hard.
Maybe they thought she was a good listener.
The nodding.
Yeah, but it's an interview. You're supposed to talk.
There's an exchange
Could have warned you
there.
about the super glue. It lasts about 8 hours and then your tooth falls out.
Because Ryan had to glue his tooth back in after my wedding.
I knocked my tooth out.
They put it in backwards.
Not because he was like going ham at the wedding. It was just because he can't walk.
So we've got two unhireds, one hired. What do you think, Kevin and Ryan? What do you think?
Hired.
Okay, Ryan, what do you say?
Hired.
So 3 hireds, 2 unhireds. Sydney, did you get that job?
I did get the job.
Yeah.
H-Town's morning show is the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up with you next to me.
On KRVE.
Ladies and gentlemen, time for Roula and Ryan's group therapy.
Yep, before we get to the group therapy, a lot of people will ask us, hey, what's going on in the studio when you guys are talking to guests? And we have a YouTube channel. There's a lot of content on it. You can find us on YouTube at 104KRBE FM.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great videos of this content of the show in action from Man Baby Eric fighting with Roula,
losing
rapid
it.
fire.
You could waste hours and hours at work looking like you're busy, but really you're just watching YouTube videos of KRBE.
It's not a waste.
I find it fun because you hear it and then you can go watch it and see, because in your head you're thinking one way and then you see it.
Yeah,
what's happening.
It's the difference between reading a book and watching a movie.
Like Mystery Box and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, y'all can also go to krbe.com to get in contact with our show if you want to be part of the show because you need some advice on something. Like Sandra reached out to us, so we'll welcome her now and find out what it's all about in detail. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Hey,
Morning.
Sandra.
Yeah.
So what is your problem here this morning?
What's going on
You've
today?
been texting
What's
us all
happening
morning.
to you?
My son, he's 14. He has been invited to a college-themed party. One of his friends is having this party. And there's not going to be any alcohol because, like I said, he's 14.
Well, then that's already not realistic.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, my concern here with the college theme, they are going to be playing games like beer pong. They're gambling on college football all day, and there's going to be boys and girls there.
14-year-olds playing beer pong? Well, I don't think you're alone in having a problem with that.
But you can do that.
You said they're not playing with alcohol,
And you
though.
can play those games at those establishments that you win tickets and stuff for to buy things. They have a beer pong game.
Like at a Chuck E. Cheese or something?
Not Chucky, but there's another place. I don't want to name the name. I played it with my kids. I was thinking, this is odd.
Beer pong, I thought you were supposed to drink that. You bounce the ping pong ball in the cup.
But I
and if
think
you don't
she's
make
saying
it,
they're
you
not going to
drink.
use alcohol.
You don't have to use alcohol.
You can put
in
like
it.
water or
You can
juice
put
or
water
anything.
in it, and
Sometimes
it's
we
just
do
like
that
a-
anyway because it's cleaner.
It's so much cleaner because the ball's on the floor.
I don't want him to go, oh, wow, this is fun. I'm practicing for, when I get to college, when I can really drink.
When you're gone for the weekend.
Oh, so you're thinking this is going to somehow lay a blueprint for his future.
Yes. I don't want to plant that seed in his head that, hey, this is just how it goes when you get to college. You just drink and this is what you do. And they're going to be betting on college football games.
Real money?
Gambling.
Fake, like Monopoly money?
I don't know for sure on that. I was just told
I
they
would
would
say
be gambling.
I wanna know.
The invitation says, hey, bring your 14-year-olds over here with a $300. I'm going to guess it's fake money, but it's basically like doing fantasy football or not fantasy football. You're saying actually betting on real games. I assume this party's on a Saturday when college football is on?
Yeah.
How well
Yeah.
do you know this parent?
Well, she's a friend of mine, and I kind of feel bad, like judgy a little bit here, but, I feel like it's my job as a parent to kind of say, no, this is not how 14-year-olds do it.
What do you think?
Okay?
I have a son. He's not even 1 yet. But in my mind, like if I'm playing these because knowing me, I'll probably play these games at my house. And I'll be like,
do.
yeah,
He's 4.
We do. Yeah, like when Santiago's
Toddler
like
games.
5, I'll be like, yo, kid, you need to try and get the ball in the cup. Like, let's go. The thing is, I think you just need to teach your kids wrong from right in the sense of, hey, it's not appropriate to drink until you're 21. It's not appropriate to smoke. It's not appropriate to vape or do those kind of things, and just teach them right from wrong. Like my younger brother is 21 in college and he plays beer pong and doesn't drink beer.
And for Sandra, what is your group therapy question? You want to stop your son from going? You want to tell the mom it's wrong she's having the party?
I definitely want to know what you guys think, and I'm kind of in a situation here where it's me against my ex. He doesn't think it's any big deal. I do. So So we kind of need a third party
You're
here.
going to cause your son a lot of problems if you say, no, you can't go. He's going to be like chastised and made fun
I like
of.
Sam's idea. You let him go, but talk to him beforehand and say, I hope this does not glorify this whole experience.
You would think the parents wouldn't have alcohol there anyway, so that shouldn't even be a question.
Well, she knows her. She knows that she's not going to have alcohol.
Are you worried about alcohol being there, or are you just worried about
like a bad kid bringing it in?
I'm really not worried about that. It's just the whole idea of me condoning this. Hey, let's pretend like we're in college and practice drinking games, and they're 14. I just don't think it's
They're
appropriate.
just being silly and having fun. Look, when I was a kid, they had candy cigarettes. And I didn't go decide I wanted to go
But then you
pick
were
up.
a smoker for how many years? Right?
I didn't pick up smoking. No, I picked up smoking like when I was in my mid-20s.
Good point.
You had them when you were candy cigarettes. And you have told your son before he goes, listen, y'all are going to play this kind of stuff. You might see it in college, but don't get any ideas like in a couple weeks.
What if they have a game?
There's always that one kid.
A game there where
that one kid.
They have rolling papers with oregano. Okay, who could roll the tightest?
That's a little bit much.
I'm just saying, what if they did that? But that's not weed, guys. Because we think alcohol is not that big of a deal because we see it all the time. But to some parents listening, they think it's the devil.
Well, then if it's a big deal, then don't send your kid.
713-390-KRBE. Do you feel like she should not let her child go at all to this party? He's 14. She can absolutely exercise her right as a mom to not let him go.
You know how
and
mad
just tell
he'll
the
be?
mom,
He's going to be
thanks,
P.O.
but we're going to be busy that weekend.
Everyone's
Or he's got
snapping.
a game that weekend.
He's going to see what they're all doing. And they all know where your phone is. They're going to know, like, you're not at a game.
You got to trust that you've raised him well.
Is it a birthday boy or just they're having a party just to have a party?
No, it's his birthday.
Okay. Well, I mean, usually more than two parents are there. You got some families, some grandparents, whoever. I think it'll be a safe environment. The question is, do you not want to know what beer pong is?
I'm not concerned about it not being safe. I'm just trying to do my job as a parent to set a good example and try to guide him.
Well, Sandra, thanks for reaching out to us. Good luck on whatever actually happens at this party, if your kid's going to be there or not. And we appreciate you listening to the show.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, you take care. I just think that she's worrying too much. And I think, Sam, you had the best advice, though. It's like hopefully you've taught them right from wrong.
One person on text,
advice.
guys.
Whoa.
Sam, you got one text that says, I rarely agree with Sam, but I agree with her.
I agree with her.
Another texter thinks that Sandra has more of a problem with her ex than with the party because she said it's her ex that won't support her decision.
Yeah, because a lot of times they'll undermine your authority. It's like it's bad enough when you don't have like a united front when you're married, but when you get divorced, you lose all control.
How about this text, guys? 37530. Listen, if you think about it, it's actually very educational because it's about hand-eye coordination and your motor skills, and also it's about math.
Oh, beer pong?
Yeah, there you go.
Breakfast fed, lunch is packed, everybody dressed, ready, and off to school.
Time for some coffee and the Roula and Ryan Show right there on your phone. Live on the KRBE app.